So whatever happened to the singer Saya? Remember her? Well, music happened. And by that I mean her disaster of a movie, not her actual music. So what went so wrong and derailed her career, or at least stuck a big boulder in her path that she might be able to get around if she works really hard at it? And more importantly, how can you prevent whatever went wrong in music from happening to your book? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hi novelteers, I'm Devlin Blake, novel writing and self-publishing expert, coach, published author, and former ghostwriter of 200 books. If you'd like to work with me, check out my links in the description. Now let's talk about music. The movie, I mean. Saya's movie music got severe backlash from the autistic community. So what went wrong? Because after all, no one sets out to get severe backlash from a marginalized community, especially not when they're trying to write an inspirational, happy, musical movie and not a political statement. But the truth is, nobody really liked this story. Even Rolling Stone hated it, and they usually give singers more forgiveness with movies. And it's not often that the same movie is nominated for a Golden Globe and a bunch of Razzies. It won most of the Razzies, by the way. IndieWire gives this movie 1 star, as does Rotten Tomatoes. IDBM gives this movie 2 stars, but barely. So let's figure out what went wrong with this movie so you can keep it from going wrong in your book. Let's look at the premise. Music tells a story of an autistic girl named Music. She's considered the protagonist, but not the narrator. A bold choice, but it was done quite successfully with The Great Gatsby, where Gatsby was the protagonist and Nick was the narrator. This part wasn't actually done horribly, and it didn't break new ground, so clearly that's not what led to the negative reaction. Let's dig deeper. The music was good, so that's out of the equation. The real issue came with her representation of autistic people. Notice I said autistic people and not this one particular autistic person. That's because Music, the character, was written to be representative of all autistic people. And as with any marginalized community, that's already a problem. You wouldn't write a white person with no disabilities as representative of one white person with no disabilities, because that's not usually how it's done. And you can't write a single character that represents all of any community. All communities, marginalized or not, are made up of unique individuals that share some of the same challenges that those outside the community don't share. I go into a lot more about characters in my membership site in the Create a Compelling Character course, and you can find the link for it below. But back to music. That was issue 1. Issue 2 was Saya herself called her movie a love letter to caregivers and the autism community. And you can see that influencing it throughout the movie. And that's an issue. Because a love letter to any kind of group means it's going to be idealized, stereotyped, or exaggerated. And it certainly was. 2. She sent it to caregivers and the autistic community. Well, that sounds sweet. It's not. Notice how she put caregivers first. This is an issue because she chose to talk about autistic people from an outside perspective. All her research, both the kind she admitted she did and the kind that's clearly evident in the movie, is from the outside looking in, not from the perspective of an actual autistic person. That's like if someone asked me to tell them what it's like being a black person in America. Do I feel qualified to talk about that? I mean, I can repeat what I've heard, of course, but without doing intense research on the subject, I'm really in no position to answer that question. At best, I'm likely, like I said, going to repeat what I see in articles and in the news. And even then, that's not really going to give me an authentic black person in America experience, and I'd be foolish to insist that it did. Saya was not qualified to write this movie. She still could have written this movie if she'd actually gone out and talked to some real autistic people or some real autistic advocacy groups and gained perspective on the authentic autistic experience. But instead, she talked to caregiver groups who have their own, I hate to say biases and agendas, but they have their own biases and agendas. Asking caregiver groups what autistic people is like asking white people what black people are like. It's a skewed perspective. And it's from that perspective alone she wrote Music. She showed certain treatments as normal and recommended for autistic people, even though these treatments themselves have been known to cause great distress and even death to the patients who get them. Also, Music, the character, did not get her own happy ending. Sure, her sister did, who was her caregiver, and that's supposed to be the movie's happy ending. And that's another reason it's problematic. Music herself does not get a happy ending. She doesn't grow or change or have dreams of her own. She's only a foil for those around her to achieve their dreams through her. This sends the message that autistic people are not people in their own right, and that they only have a worthy existence based on the neurotypicals around them and how they react to the neurotypicals around them. That autistic people don't deserve happy endings because they aren't people in the first place. They're non-persons. And this movie helped perpetuate that story. So is it any wonder the autistic community objected to this movie? So what can you do to make sure your story doesn't meet a similar fate? Well, for starters, make sure all your characters have fully fleshed out personalities and goals. Everyone has a goal, even if it's as simple as a child's goal to get an extra piece of cake for dinner. That's still a goal that kid is going to work on. And if you're dealing with marginalized communities, don't ask outsiders about them. Ask insiders. Don't ask rich people what it's like to be poor. Don't ask do-gooders what it's like to be an addict. Don't ask caregivers what it's like to be autistic. These people don't know. And the short answer on how to write any marginalized group is to first write about people, not groups. It's not that marginalized groups don't want to be represented. It's that they want to be represented accurately, with a wide range of personalities, hopes, dreams, agencies, and personhoods. And as long as you keep this in mind when you write, you're already way ahead of this movie. And if you'd like more help writing fully fleshed out people, there are 2 easy ways to work with me. One is a membership site that features self-directed courses, weekly crits, group coaching, and the second is my accelerated book breakthrough, which is a high-touch 3-month coaching program through Voxer and Messenger. You can read more about it at the description below. Until next time, this is Devlin Blake saying ride on.